Up, guys? Carolina Jackpot Time coming at you on Friday morning. I hope everybody's doing good today. Started out as a dark, dreary, rainy day in the upstate of South Carolina, and it's turned into one where I think the sun's going to break through and we're going to have a decent day. We needed the rain. I hate doing this job in the rain. I absolutely hate it. But we needed the rain. It hasn't rained here of any significance in quite some time. So, you got to take the bad with the good, or you got to take the bad and be able to appreciate the good it gives you, I guess. I should say. Anyway, talking a little bit of college football. South Carolina versus Kentucky tomorrow night. I don't know when. It's been a while, really. Well, probably since at some point in the 2023 season, since I have approached one of our games with such an I don't give a shit attitude about it. That's really not a good thing, is it? It's kind of a sad thing, especially this early in the season. I don't know, guys. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know. I'm just really, really upset about the way this year has gone so far. And the bad thing about it is, of course, we're gonna live stream the game tomorrow night. People always ask me about, are you gonna live stream the game? Are you gonna live stream it? Yes, I know. Sometimes the live streams go sideways. Look, we'll always live stream the game unless I'm out of town. The LSU game will not be live streamed because I'll be at it. The other ones, I'll live stream, okay? As far as I know. And now, if anything changes, I will let you know. I may have some changes coming up soon. So that may affect the live streams. I don't know. But if so, I will let you guys know about it in advance over here on YouTube. I'll put out a video. I'll put it on the community tab, something like that. You got Georgia, Alabama tomorrow night, and you've got Penn State, Oregon tomorrow night at the same time as the Gamecocks game. Quite frankly, I'm just as interested in those two matchups as I am ours, because those teams are actually relevant. South Carolina has gotten to the point where, nobody's talking about them anymore in like your YouTube shows, where you've got a couple of guys who will break down, 8-10 games that are coming up this weekend. You've got some podcast or YouTube guys who do some picks against the spread on stuff. People aren't even doing that game. If they do, they put it on day 2 when they have the shitty games, like some of the FBS group of 5 games and some lower level power conference games. It sucks, but we've put ourselves in that situation. We have no one to blame but ourselves for that. So, from what I understand, a rumor out of Columbia is that Shane Beamer has kind of read Lonnie Teasley, the Riot Act, this week, and I guess he's got one more chance to get his shit together with the offensive line, or I don't know, I guess he's done. That's the rumor I've heard. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. If he did, great, wonderful. Should have done it 2 years ago. 2 years ago. It's like any little fleeting success that we could see on offense, Shane Beamer would let that little fleeting success mask the ineptitude of the offensive line and ultimately, obviously, of the offensive line coach and staff. As I was talking about and I alluded to from last year, we gave up 41 sacks, but Lenora Sellers was a beast with the football. He avoided a bunch of those sacks too. So I think Beamer kind of let that, just smooth over the underlying issues of the offensive line. Instead, you have to be, if you're a good manager, which is what a college football coach is, you're basically the manager. You're basically the store manager of your football team. I've done this analogy before. If your store or if your football team is a grocery store, you're the store manager, And you have to be able to see underlying issues in your store. Okay, just because my sales in my store are up 15% over last year doesn't mean that my produce department is pulling a bad gross profit number despite the great sales and has shitty product on the rack. Okay, that's an issue that I need to take up with my produce manager. What's a 15% increase in sales could be a 20 or 25% increase in sales over last year. Offensive line, same way. Offensive line, produce manager. Can't you see the correlation there? You probably can't. No, he doesn't juggle bananas. He juggles clipboards and he juggles jobs, and he tells these guys to go over here, block this, and make sure we look for somebody shooting this gap and this, and this. But it's the same concept. You just because it kind of like, it makes me think of Georgia in the mid-2010s. Georgia was not satisfied with winning 9 or 10 games every year. They knew they had the talent. They knew they could attract the talent. They knew they should have the dudes to win SEC championships and compete for national championships, not to maybe make the SEC championship game, and if not, we might win 9 games, but it's okay. That's kind of what I equate the Shane Beamer glossing over holes in our staff with. No, it's good enough. It'll do. It'll be okay. No, it's not good enough. It won't do, and it won't be okay. You should have taken care of this years ago, but if you are trying to take care of it now, I guess kudos to you for doing that. It shouldn't have taken absolutely having a horrid start to the conference slate this year, going 0-2, having a game at the Crossroads here that if you don't win, you could potentially lose the rest of your conference games. Could you imagine Carolina going 0-8 in the SEC? South Carolina has went 0-8 in the SEC in 1999. 26 years ago? Man, oh man. I can't imagine it, but I mean, we're staring it in the face. If you go out there Saturday night and you lose to this bunch, that's probably where we're headed, guys. Because I'm telling you, does it get any easier? Does it get any easier? I mean, and all of these teams, every team on your every team on your schedule, as far as SEC teams, every one of them has leveled their game up from last year. By that, I mean they're better than they were last year. Alabama, the jury's still out on. We don't know. Yeah, they laid the steaming stencher week 1 against Florida State. But they came back and destroyed a group of 5 team, and they destroyed a bad Wisconsin team. Ty Simpson looks good. I mean, I think he's like 41 or 46 throwing the football the past 2 weeks. The past 2 games, that is pretty damn good. I don't care who the competition is. Vanderbilt's better than they were last year, surprisingly, because their win total was set at 4.5 just in the off season, which I mean, it was crazy to me. And that one was juiced so heavy to the over. Or was it juiced to the over? I don't know. It was like minus 200 to the over. So it was the most widely hammered over out there, to where you couldn't make any money on it if you played the over. I don't know why they were even set that low to begin with. Sometimes I think Vegas may just make mistakes and they don't know what they're talking about. So that's why I thought, they know something, and Vandy's not going to be very good this year. And it's possible it could be. They haven't won 5 regular season games yet. No, they haven't. They've won 4. Okay, they play Utah State this coming weekend, so they'll beat them. So they'll get that. But I mean, they can lose the rest of their SEC games. It's not unfathomable that they can do that. I don't think it's going to happen. Mizzou's better than they were last year. Oklahoma's obviously better than they were last year. They've suffered a little bit of a hiccup there with Johnny Mateer and his hand surgery. He's going to miss the Kent State game. Who cares? They could beat Kent State with Carolina Jackpot playing quarterback. And he's probably going to miss the Texas game. I don't know. That could cause him to lose that Texas game because they're going to be going with Michael Hawkins, who was back there with Jackson Arnold last year. He's not very good. Now, I don't know if he's leveled his game up since they got this new offensive coordinator in. Maybe he has. Maybe they won't miss a beat. Maybe they beat Texas. I don't know. But they've leveled up. Ole Miss is obviously either the same or they've leveled up. LSU, always hard to get a read on them. Either the same or leveled up, though. They're undefeated. Undefeated right now. And then, of course, Texas A&M, I think they've gotten better. You're the only one. You're the only one out of this bunch who has regressed. And it's been a bad drop-off. You know, Mississippi State's leveled up. They've gotten better. I mean, I could look at even Tennessee and say, damn, they might even be better than last year. Everybody has gotten better in that conference, virtually, except you, us. It's... I don't know what to say about it. I'm very upset with it. I'm apathetic about it. But I'm telling you, if you lose this game Saturday night, South Carolina is going to drift off into the abyss. That's what you're going to do. If you go out and you play fundamental football, you beat this team, you have this redshirt freshman quarterback running for his life, making some mistakes, then there is a puncher's chance at you still making a bowl game. Because that'll give you 3 wins. Coastal Carolina would give you 4. I would think by this time that you would start improving and rolling. South Carolina is better than Clemson. South Carolina should beat Clemson. That would give you 5 wins. Can't believe we're sitting here looking for wins to go to a bowl. And then you've got a string of tough SEC games here that you're probably going to be an underdog in all of. Can you win one of them? Can you win one? I think you can. I think Ole Miss on the road is not winnable. Texas A&M on the road. I'll say this about A&M: they're really good offensively this year. I mean, they're putting points on the board through the air, which is something we haven't seen in a while. Defensively, they've taken a step back, it appears. So if you get your offense fixed, if Lonnie Teasley gets gone, maybe that's an opportunity to sneak up on them. It's Alabama. Like I said, I don't know what they are yet. We've got to see them. We'll find out a lot about them on Saturday night. And then Oklahoma, and I hate to say it, either Michael Hawkins is leveled up or he's not. If he's not leveled up, Oklahoma's going to have a step back without him. I don't think Johnny Mateer is going to be playing in that game against Carolina. Maybe he is. He may be a gamer and say, hey, fuck yeah, I'm ready to go after the Texas game. He only misses 2 games. If he plays and he plays well, you'll lose. If he doesn't play and this guy's not really any good, South Carolina could win that game. And I hate to put it that way, but that's just where we're at right now. We have to take advantage of things like that, unfortunately. So, do I think that you end up making a bowl at the end of the year? Gun to my head right now, no, I do not. No, I don't. You started off too poorly. There have been too many glaring issues, and I'm not confident that Shane Beamer's going to get them fixed this year. It's hard once the season gets rolling and you get into a rhythm and you start getting these players. These kids are 19 and 20. You remember when you were 19 and 20? I mean, disappointment weighed heavily on you. I remember playing high school football. I remember winning 1 and 2 games a year. And, you know, and we won one of them. We won, the one win we had was week 1. You know, how do you think I felt by like week 9? You think me and my teammates gave as much of a shit as we did in week 3? No, didn't. So, yeah, apathy sets in. You drift into the abyss. and it's a long road back. It's a long road back if that happens. I'm just preparing you. I'm preparing myself. This is why I'm not getting as excited about this one as I normally would be. Now, I'm still going to watch it. We're still going to stream it. We're still going to watch college football. But, man, there's going to be a lot of disappointment, a lot of sad faces, and a lot of poo-pooing if we can't find a way to win this ball game. Because South Carolina has more talent than Kentucky. Their fans will sit there. They will tell you that Kentucky is a more talented team. They know this to be false. They know it to be false. They know that's not true. But they'll tell you that and try to convince themselves that. But I don't know. Got a couple of good running backs. South Carolina's going to have to stop that, and they're going to have to find some way to establish the run. It looks like, from what I'm reading over on a lot of the Gamecock stuff, it looks to me like, and Beamer alluded to it in this press conference, they're going to start using Matthew Fuller a lot more than what they were. He's kind of a bigger-bodied kid. I think he's a redshirt freshman. I believe I'm right, or either a sophomore out of some town, Georgia. I can't remember where he's from in Georgia. Somewhere near the Alabama border. But he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He was really good in high school. He was in like 3A high school football in Georgia. So I don't think that any of the big schools really recruited him real hard. But he played a little bit against Missouri, had a couple of decent runs. He's looked good in flashes. I'm sure he's been impressing them in practice. And it's looking to me more and more, from what I'm understanding, like if this offensive line can't start opening some holes and get the shit together, that he's probably going to be one that gets a lot of the carries, because he's a bigger-bodied kid who can break some tackles. Rasul Faison is not that guy. He's one who has to have a field split out wide for him, and got to get some holes open for him, then he can get that burst. But the offensive line play has been so bad, they've really just not been able to take advantage of him, unfortunately. Now, that's sad. And you got two offensive linemen who aren't going to play tomorrow night. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. That may be actually a good thing. Get some new ones in there and see what they can do. But yeah, I can't believe we ran around all summer with a free Sewell routine, and then the staff was not even prepared to use him. That just tracks as far as fucking Gamecock shit goes. It just absolutely tracks. But anyway, we will live stream the game tomorrow night, 7:45, I believe it is, over on the SEC network. We'll also watch Georgia Penn, or why do I keep trying to say Georgia Penn State? Am I previewing the national championship in my head without really knowing it? Maybe I am. I don't know. Georgia, Alabama, Penn State, Oregon. I want to talk about those games, plus many more later on today. And I wanted to do a couple things real quick. I wanted to first, if you're still here listening, which I hope you are, click the link in the description box below. There's a YouTube channel out there that I've been watching lately. They just actually started their YouTube channel, but they've been doing a podcast on Twitter, at least since last year. It may have been even longer than that. PB_betting is what they call themselves on Twitter. It stands for Paisley, and I can't remember what the B stands for. I drew a blank there, had a mind fart. But they do a really good job. It's some younger guys too. But they'll take about 10, 12 college football games every week, break them down, talk about them, give their pick against the spread, talk about the over-under, and you can tell they really research their picks, and they actually do a good job. There's some weeks they have winning weeks. Some weeks they have a losing week, which I thought was also cool. It's kind of like back in the days when I was doing that every single week. If you'll remember, I used to pick them like during the week, like on a Wednesday, And then that was way some old Carolina jackpot videos. I actually had these games written down on a yellow legal pad, and I would actually film myself talking about them, and I would circle who I thought would win the game. Some really, really old school stuff there. But then I would also go back with those same sheets of paper and make you a video a few days later, maybe Sunday, or maybe even Monday, and I would recap all of those. Put an X beside it or a check mark. Now, some weeks did really good. Some weeks did not do well at all. So, and that's the same with these guys. They're transparent, and they're not gonna, they're not the types just to go out and give you bad advice, which are not giving you advice. They're just doing it for fun, I guess, to grow an audience. But I think it's pretty cool that somebody will come out and tell you what they did get wrong, what they screwed up on, and why, and what happened. That takes some. Well, I mean, it takes some internet balls, I guess. Maybe some internet gumption, and that would be the proper term there. But yeah, PB Betting. I'm going to link their last video, which I'm fixing to watch here in a few minutes when I start working this little store. Or not. Well, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to listen to it because I can't work and watch it at the same time. But I'll listen to it. They don't have a really big following on YouTube right now at all, but they do have people that follow and listen to their stuff. It's because last year they were doing it on X all the time. It was strictly on X, and they may have even had it in podcast form too. And they weren't doing YouTube, so nobody really knows who it is. But we need to get some YouTubers to go over there and watch these videos and maybe subscribe to them. And let them know that they've called Carolina Jackpot out before. It's because I kind of roasted them over the pick they made in the Vanderbilt game, which ended up being a correct pick. Vandy covering the spread and pulling the outright upset, and I told them they were dumb, and they called me out and roasted me on it. Oh, I mean, I deserve that. Whatever. I mean, I was just being a homer. Really wasn't looking into it too much, I guess. But anyway, go check that out. PB Betting down in the description box below. I'll click the link. One more thing I want to talk to y'all about too. Look, everybody out there, we all have fun talking college football, talking trash, doing whatever. But all of us have things that are more important to us than college football. Believe it or not, well, man, there may be a few handful of you it's not. But there are things that are more important than college football, or maybe not more important, but things that take precedence over college football at times. A couple of weeks ago, I did a live stream. I got to feeling kind of upset during that live stream because I drank too much alcohol. And when you drink too much alcohol, alcohol's a truth serum. Everybody knows it. You start spilling your feelings about certain things, and I let people know some information about my personal life that I probably should not have let them know. And I had a couple of trolls on the Rob and Kel show the other night who came on there trying to troll me. So if you're okay with doing that, that's fine. Just so you know, karma's a bitch, and that kind of stuff will come back on you one day. There have been various YouTubers out there that I've watched over the years who have gotten on and told us about struggles they've had, trials, tribulations, whether it be just whatever, substance abuse, relationship problems, death in their family, all of these various things. Carolina Jackpot will get on here. I'll talk smack about your team. You've never once seen Carolina Jackpot get on there and make fun of anybody else's problem, because it's immature. It reflects a very low level of intelligence, and quite frankly, it shows everybody what kind of person you really are when you do shit like that. So just so you know, you can take shots at Carolina Jackpot if you want to on a live stream. It's fine. I opened myself up for that by opening my big fat mouth up when I shouldn't have done it. Just know that stuff will come back on you one day. You treat people like you want to be treated. unless, you know, it's me cursing out a Tennessee fan for being dumb, then, you know, I reserve the right to do that. I'm just kidding. No, actually, I'm not. A lot. Anyway, I'll see you guys later on. This is drawn into a very, very long video, and I didn't mean for it to. I'll see you guys later on. I'm going to do some football picks later on today at some point. It might be late this afternoon. We'll get around to it. I want to talk about some games. I'll see y'all later. Appreciate you. Peace. I'm out of here. Go Gamecocks. Woo!